Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This is your host, not son, baby, and this is another episode of Swingers After Dark. Motherfuckers kill me. It's like, how you dumb as fuck with a smartphone? You understand me? Because I'm seeing people on social media saying shit like, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. What you doing? It's like they go live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, just to say nothing, just to have something to do. And I'm like, yo, you have a smartphone. You have a wealth of knowledge and information at the tip of your fingers. You could Google something. You could look for something. You could look for something new, search for something new, empower your brain, empower your mind. You understand me? Because people are losing it because they're not using it. What you don't use, you're going to lose. And that's why people are going crazy and insane during the quarantine, during this pandemic, because people, they need to be told what to do. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it funky. They need to be told what to do, like sheep. So it's like, that's why you have a lot of people who are saying they're bored. Instead of learning something new, instead of learning a new language, Spanish, French, Swahili, Pujambi, whatever the case may be. But people are saying they're bored with a smartphone, dumb as fuck. And then you have a whole set of dumb motherfuckers who want to floss, who want to stunt, who want to flex for the gram, flex for the book, and then find themselves robbed. Like there's one person, he flexing for the gram, and he got robbed and killed. Bless his soul. And one love goes out to his family, but dude, we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. Why you feel the need to flex on the gram? I don't get it. It's a fucking stimulus check. Like you balling on a stimulus check, but it's used for survival. Now that shit right there, motherfuckers need to be made fun of over that shit. Not getting killed, but it's like you're flossing stimulus money. Like how people floss they tax money as if they got it like that. That's not your money. That's your tax money. So, back to the lecture at hand. Learn something new, like learn a new language, learn a new skill, learn how to tie a tie 5 different ways. There's a lot of things online, on social media, on the net, to keep yourself busy, to keep your mind busy, to keep your mind off the bullshit, off the negativity of the news. Because a lot of negativity on the news, just as it is, information. There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation, and that's why you got to research the research. But now's the time to learn something new, like learn the stock. Like research stocks, because we're in bear season, and a lot of shit is dirt cheap. Like oil is dirt cheap, gas is dirt cheap. A lot of stocks are dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap. So research stocks to invest in. So when we out this, shit show, this shit storm called, the Rona pandemic, you're gonna be gamed up. Because it's all about survival tactics. It's all about learning new survival skills. Now, don't serve time, let time serve you. So this is the perfect time to get gamed up. This is the perfect time to exercise your brain so your mind could be enhanced. You have all the time in the world, and you say you're bored and you have a smartphone, but you're dumb as fuck because you don't realize that you can learn a lot of new things with a smartphone. Just like I had to learn how to podcast my episodes. Yes, I had prior knowledge because I used to rap. Yeah, I used to rap like a lot of young motherfuckers back in the day, or now, who want to get their shine on. But yes, I used to rap, and I used to spend a lot of times in the studio. And I soaked up game from the engineer, and I looked and listened. I did the knowledge. I observed what the engineer, how he mixed and mastered and engineered my songs. And I used that knowledge to, do the same with my podcast. Let me rewind. Like, so in the middle of season 1, yes, in the middle of season 1 of the Swingers After Dark podcast, plug, I needed somebody to mix and engineer my podcast episodes because I really didn't have the confidence to do it. Yes, I'm going to admit, I really didn't have the confidence. It's like, why should I do it when I could get somebody I know who can do it? So I contacted, the engineer who recorded my songs on Long Island when I used to rap. In Long Island when I used to rap. So I contacted him, and he agreed to do it. But then I'm like, well, why should I contact him when I could go back to Chicago? Because usually when I finish a project, I go back to Chicago and work on like putting the finishing touches on my books. So it's like a low-key ritual. So I went back to Chicago to, work on certain podcast episodes that need like a little like finishing touches. They need to be cleaned up. Yes, that's the right word. Cleaned up. So I contacted a high school associate and he agreed to do it. He agreed to work on the episodes and I told him I was going to pay him in food and drinks because I didn't have the money at the time. But I'm a firm believer that I don't like to owe anybody. I don't like people to do shit for free because I feel like I have to owe them something. You understand me? So he agreed to do it. But lo and behold, this motherfucker ghosted me. He gave me he gave me the ill ghost move. Like he vamoose, be gone. Hope it was like poof. Like he wasn't answering my text messages, my calls, this, that, and the third. But, I did not cry and bitch about it. I did not, moan or throw a tantrum, call him all types of bitches and motherfuckers and pussies. I did not do that. So what I did a boss move and taught myself how to podcast. I looked at certain things on YouTube. YouTube is also a source of information, a good source of information. YouTube, Google, it's a lot of websites that you can learn from. Anyway, I learned, certain techniques, certain, audio techniques on YouTube. If I didn't know something, I went to YouTube or Google. And that's how I taught myself how to podcast, even with prior knowledge of, a recording session. I needed to learn something here and there along the way, and I Googled it and I looked at YouTube to look at tutorials to teach myself how to podcast. You understand me? So that's a perfect example of learning something new to your benefit. You understand me? Like learn the skill, learn the trade, learn stocks, learn something new that can help you out in the future because shit is going to get real if it's not already real. Now's the time to learn survival tactics, survival skills. And we're in an informational age and you have a lot of information in your fucking phone. So there's no reason to be dumb when you have a smartphone because a lot of motherfuckers do some dumb shit like flossing. You know what I'm saying? Or they want to front or they want to say they're bored. But hey, those are the sheep who are led to the slaughter and everybody's not going to make it. Because they're not getting themselves gamed up for the future. Some people are going to be left behind. You understand me? It's a harsh reality, but hey, it is what it is. You understand me? So family, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So make sure you write a lot of things down, especially if you're an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, this is the perfect time to build your brand and build your business. Like you have to be a digital entrepreneur. Like you have to pimp your social media pages, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever whether you're on Instagram, let me back up. Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever the case may be, even you bring it back to fucking what's that website? What's that I forgot the fucking website. It's gonna come to me. It was the website that had all them porn that people used to check for porn for free. Tumblr. Yes, Tumblr. Yes, who could forget Tumblr? My bad. Yes, Tumblr. I promote my podcast on Tumblr and on medium.com. I'm using all the social media sites that I can to my benefit. So this is the year of builders, baby, because a lot of businesses have, flourished during the Great Depression. You had businesses that, it drowned, it sunk, it drowned, but this is the time to get on your shit, baby. You have all the time in the world. You have all the time in the world. So if you're going to fail putting your best foot forward. Don't fail because you was too lazy to do your due diligence to, make a better way for you. You understand me? Now it's the time, baby. Now it's the motherfucking time. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Sun, baby. Check out my website at www.notsunblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinger Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. It make you say, na 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 na, ow. And shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. And hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. You dig? And on that note, until next time, peace. And stay your ass home.